My speech this week is about my Labrador dog, Sadie. She was 6 weeks old when we got her. Now she is 3 years old. Um, she's right here beside me. I'm going to show her to you real quick. Don't be camera shy. Anyway, it all started when my coworker, he breeds and sells labs, asked me if I wanted one, and I said, yeah, let me call my wife first. So I called her, and of course she said yeah, and she's always had a lab, and I've always wanted a lab. So whenever I got off the phone with her, I told him yeah, and I asked him if she was papered. She said that she was. A couple weeks later, my wife and I went up there to get her, and on our way home, my wife goes, did you get the papers? And I said, no, I didn't get the papers. Did you get the papers? She goes, no. So I called him. When I got on the phone with him, I asked if he had the papers, and he goes, what papers? The only papers she had is shop papers. So when I got off the phone, I told my wife, he said the only papers he had was shop papers. She, of course, then she was upset and mad and wanted to take Sadie back, and I was like, no, I'm already attached to her, and you're not going to want to take her back. You're going to be attached to her too. Well, that night, we got her home, and sure enough, we were both attached to her. That night we ended up putting her in a kennel. We kept her in a kennel for a couple of weeks just because she wasn't trained to be around the house without us watching her because we're scared she can go to the bathroom somewhere. So my wife that night put construction paper in her kennel and put water and food in there. Well, about 3 o'clock in the morning, my wife goes to put her out, and she yells for me to come to the room where she was at. So I ran out there, and she goes, our dog's bleeding. She's red everywhere. There's blood everywhere. And I said, blood? I said, it's our first night. She's bleeding already. What did we do? So I turned the light on and looked, and she was pink. What had happened was she spilled her water, and the ink on the construction paper got onto her fur. So instead of having a white lab for a month, we had a pink lab for a month. I've never had a killer dog, so it was kind of cool, except I wish it wasn't pink. But anyway, she's been through a lot. This past summer, she had 2 strokes, and the second one, we decided to get a pool for her because she just lay there and she couldn't move, she couldn't do anything. So because of the heat stroke, so we went and got a pool, put ice in there, and I tried to get her to go to it. She wouldn't even get up. So of course I went over there and I picked her up and put her in the pool, and she recovered from it a couple days later. It took her a while, but she recovered from it. That was her second one, and she got back to her crazy old dog self. She's a crazy dog when she feels good. And then a couple weeks after that, she stays in the garage, and me and my wife left to go away for a day, and we come back, and she got into our box, one of our boxes we left out with Christmas stuff in it, and there was glass all over the floor, and I was like, what did she chew up? Well, apparently she got into the Christmas balls and ate half the Christmas balls. So it was like 11, 12 o'clock at night, and the worried parents we are called our vet, and he's used to us calling him all the time for stuff that she gets into and we have questions about. We're worried little parents when it comes to her. We asked him what we need to do, and he said, give her bread and put Vaseline on the top of her mouth. So that's what we did, and she never did get sick. She was fine the whole time, never no problems at all, and she was still her crazy old self like she is now. She's a good friend to me and my wife. Everywhere we go, she's on her feet. She's wanting to go with us. We open the garage, she's right in the back of my truck, or trying to get in the back of my truck. Or my wife goes to her car, she's trying to get into her car. We go for bike rides or walks or anything, she's right on her feet like she is right now, right underneath my feet. What I hope to is this next upcoming winter, is to get her into duck hunting. I'm still trying to work with her. So this summer I'm going to try to work with her a lot more. Right now she's too hyper, so I'm trying to get her to calm down a little bit so I can take her duck hunting, that way she can sit beside me, and when I tell her to go, and not just go crazy. And she has a problem with sitting. She's just still a young pup, and you can tell. But she's right here beside me. I'm going to show her to you again. I bet she's right underneath my feet. Like always, laying there like a good dog, like she's normally not, since I've been bragging on her, she's being a good dog. But I believe that's it, and thank you.